Good morning. It's Saturday and I'm getting ready, or at least I'm attempting to get ready to go to London. I've been a little bit distracted this morning for various reasons and I haven't really got on with what I need to do, which is get ready myself, pack my case, etc, etc. So I thought I'd sit down for a sec and just tell you what I'm doing, because I will take you with me to London. So at 12:15, my husband's going to take me to Saxmundham station, drop me off. The train leaves at, I think, 1:55, so we're going to get there a bit early just to be on the safe side. Never quite sure how long it takes. It should only take 15 minutes from here, but there are all sorts of road closures going on and stuff, so we just want to make sure we're there on time. Then I get the train from Saxmundham to Ipswich, and then I change, get into London, I think probably about 2:55, something like that. Then I'm going to make my way up to where my friend lives, who I'm staying with for a couple of nights, dump my stuff, relax, have a chat, and then we're going out for dinner, which I'm really looking forward to because it's kind of like a birthday dinner for her, because actually her birthday's not for another 12 days, I think, but she's going to be away for that. We both have our birthdays in the same month, so she's on the 10th of September, I'm on the 22nd. And when we were kids, because we grew up together, we're a little bit like sisters, because our parents were friends, our mums particularly were friends, very close friends, and stayed in touch throughout their lives. And so we grew up together and we used to share birthday parties. So my friend's parents had a restaurant in central London and they used to organise joint birthday parties for us, which were amazing. We've got the pictures, and if I can find one when I'm editing this video, I'll pop it on the screen. Honestly, they were quite extravagant, I think, but we loved them. Anyway, so I'm going to stay with her. We're going to have dinner on the Saturday. On the Sunday, and I think I mentioned this in my previous vlog, we're going to the theatre. So in the morning, I've got to go into town, do some shopping. Then we'll meet up at the theatre, see the play, which is Goodnight Oscar. And then we're going to come back and watch the Thursday Murder Club together. And then on Monday, I've got to go into work. So take all my gear, suitcase, etc. to the office, spend the morning in the office. And then I've got my dental appointment at 2:00. So this is with the new dentist. This is for a second opinion on whether my teeth can be rectified in some way. Hope so. Be really interested to see what he says anyway. And this is the dentist that was recommended by the journalist Polly Vernon. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to take you with me, not into the dentist consulting room, obviously, but I'm going to take you with me throughout this whole 2-night stay in London. And then I come back on the train in the afternoon, get back here, I think late afternoon, and that is my weekend. So really looking forward to taking you with me. And what I'm going to do now, I think, shall I pack first or shall I put my face on first? I don't know. I am going to be using some new makeup today, by the way, which was sent to me. So this is a new thing for me. Brands are actually contacting me and asking me if they can send me some of their products. And usually I can choose what products they are. So this is Sweed Beauty, which is in fact a Swedish brand. And they've sent me some products, so I'll be making myself up with those. And I'll show you what I'm going to pack. Actually, I'll tell you what, why don't I show you first of all? Let me just, and by the way, can we just say, how beautiful is this mug? I've got 3 of these now. They are quite expensive. I bought 2 in London. This one I bought here because there's a really nice kitchen shop. And they are Le Creuset mugs. I mean, they are ridiculously expensive. I think the usual cost is 17, but they had a discount at the shop, so this was only 13, I think, only 13. But it is big, sturdy and attractive. I think I really like the sort of graded colour wash, whatever it is. Anyway, it's very pretty. Let me just have a sip. So let me show you what I'm packing in terms of my skincare, etc. And then I'll show you my makeup when I'm actually doing it. So this is as small a bag as I can manage, and I'll just show you what I've got in it. So this is my microfiber cloth for cleansing. Then I've got all my pills. Gosh, so many. That's my statins. Now I take a low dose aspirin twice a week. My heart specialist recommended. So I used to take them every day, but now I'm on ezetimibe, which I also have here, which I take at night. She said just go down to 2 days a week. Then I've got my thyroxine, which I've been taking for about 30 years for underactive thyroid. I've got my ULTRAHUMAN, which I take at night, which is part of my HRT regime. I've got my Estrogel, which is my HRT, and that's a gel that I put on in the morning. I didn't get on with the patches. I got a terrible allergic reaction. Well, not terrible, but it was really sort of itchy and red from using the patches, so I can't use those. My testosterone cream. And then, honestly, this is my, I've stopped using this actually. This is what I'm supposed to wear at night. My other dentist, my lovely old dentist, he's not old, but my previous dentist, or my current dentist, if you like, rambling. The dentist that I went to, he recommended that I use this at night. So it's kind of like to stop me grinding my teeth, but I haven't used it for a little while. I don't know, maybe I won't need to. I don't know. We'll see what happens with this other guy. And then this is it really. I've got a regular toothbrush, but I have actually just got, very excitingly, a new electric toothbrush, which I'll talk about in another video. Not gifted, I bought it myself, and I'll tell you more about it, like I say, later in another video. So this is just a regular toothbrush. Actually, do you know what? I haven't got toothpaste, but I thought my friend will have some. So I'm just trying to cut down the amount of stuff I take, because last time I went to London, everything was so heavy. And I've got to lug it around myself, so I'm really trying to minimise the amount of heavy things I take. Trying this new, I think it's new to me, although I may have tried a different version of it. It's the Haruharu Wonder Black Rice Daily Sunscreen. So I'm taking that with me. Now I'm going to try, I got this sample of Peter Thomas Roth Water Drench Hyaluronic Cloud Cream Hydrating Moisturiser, and it's such a dinky little thing. I thought, well, this will be good because I do need a moisturiser on top of my retinol at night, and then I am using one in the morning as well under my SPF, so I thought I'd take that with me. I've got my Revitalash and a couple of TPs. And that is it. So I'm hoping that's going to make my load a lot lighter than it was last time. And then this has got my makeup in it, and I'll show you that in a sec when I make myself up. But I also wanted to mention this book. I'm about halfway through The Wedding People by Alison Espat. It's sad, it's funny, it's poignant. I'm really, really enjoying it. So I'm going to carry on with that. It's a bit heavy because it's quite a hefty. How many pages is it? Let's have a look. It is, it's only 367 pages, not that long, is it? Anyway, the Times says best read of the year. So I'm really enjoying that, and I'm going to take that with me. And now let's put some makeup on. Right, let's put some makeup on, and then I'll get dressed, and then I'll show you what I'm packing in terms of clothes. Oh, gosh. Be calm, Des, be calm. I've had a bit of a stressful morning speaking to PayPal, because PayPal have, which is helpful up to a point, a credit system. So if you want to make a large purchase, you can pay it over 24 months or you can pay it in instalments. But their 4-month instalment plan is about as obtuse as they can make it. Anyway, I won't go into it now, but I really didn't understand what they were on about when they said they were only going to be taking 2% a month for 4 months as a minimum payment, as a sort of direct debit. It's all very, very confusing. And it's not made clear on the website, unless it's in the small print, maybe it is. Anyway, all very stressful and annoying, but I spoke to a guy at PayPal and he was relatively helpful. So I think I understand what's going on, but it is very confusing. Basically what it means is if you get one of these pay in 4 on PayPal, it's not the pay in 3, but it's the credit version as opposed to the just pay in 3 tranches. And what they're really trying to do, I think, is to get you to forget that you've got to pay off the whole amount, and then they can charge you interest. Anyway, so you just have to remember to pay on time, and then you don't pay any interest, which is great. But it is a bit confusing, and I think pay in 3 is probably the better way to do it in the future. However, the big purchase I did make, which was my new laptop monitor and dock, I have paid over 24 months, and that is really good, and that is interest-free. I actually did that with my camera as well. So there are good things about it, but you've just got to understand how it all works, which I think I kind of do now. Right, sorry, I forgot to tell you what I'm putting on. So this is the Merit the Uniform SPF. Now, and this is my little makeup bag, and what I forgot to put in my skincare bag, are these little Lisa Eldridge Seamless Skin Cleansers, which I got given, gosh, I can't remember now, it must have been when I bought a Lisa Eldridge, one of the many Lisa Eldridge products I bought. Now for concealer, I'm going to use the Estee Lauder Double Wear, which everyone was making a fuss about, including me, back in, well, earlier in the year, and I've completely forgotten about it, so I really must start using it. Should be fine still. So let's put some of that on. And then what I'll do afterwards is I'm going to do my hair with my old GHD kind of beachy waves tool. So I'll show you how I did that the other day. My hair just does not hold a curl at all. It's impossible really, but what it does do is it gives it a wave or two which kind of holds. So I thought that should be fine for a couple of days. It'll mean my hair won't look too messy and I won't need to take a hair tool with me because of course that's another heavy thing to carry, isn't it? Which we don't really want to have to do. That's good. Then I'm going to use this Merit Fluffy Brow. It's not called Fluffy Brow at all. Can't remember the name of it. This was gifted to me and it was part of my Merit sponsored video I did a couple of weeks ago. And I really like this. I'm not sure I need at the moment to use a pencil because I find if you sort of swipe this, gently wipe or gently pat first with the product. Can you see it's made it a bit darker already? Because there's some product there. And then you can do the fluffy thing, which I think looks quite good. Right, let's do the other side. Again, this is all about taking as minimal amount of products as I possibly can with me. So let's just do a little bit of swiping here. I'm sorry about the background. It's not my usual background. It's actually, I've got to stop saying actually. Tell me off if I say actually too many times. I have to take a shot. I am sitting on my office chair and I have my desk right here just because it's easier at the moment because there's all sorts of rubbish on the floor. This room is so tiny. Oh, I'll tell you what's very exciting. The architect that we had our eye on, well, we've met him before because he came to our house in North London to tell us what would be possible had we been staying in the loft, and we really liked him. He'd actually worked on our neighbours next door's house, so we'd seen his work, and he has agreed to come up here and give us an idea of what we can do in this house, which is really exciting. So hopefully that'll happen fairly soon. And yeah, really pleased about that. So, okay, so that's brows. Now, let us go in with this new product from Sweed Beauty, and it's spelled SWEED. Oh, actually, no, do you know what? Before we do that, let's do a little powdering. I love this tiny little Holy Grail powder of mine, which I haven't used for ages. Oops, it's the Charlotte Tilbury. Look, it's so wee, tiny little thing. And I'll just do a little powdering because I have found that I've been quite sort of oily in the T-zone. We don't want to be oily in the T-zone, do we? We don't like that. That is not what we want. So let's just do a little judicious patting down here. There we go. Now let's go with the new Sweed product. So the first one is... Actually, I'm only going to use two of them today because one of them is a kohl pencil. I don't want to use a kohl pencil now. I might later on when we go out or before we go out. But I am going to use this, which is, let me just tell you what it is. It is the Golden Beetle. Really? Can't be. Wait a minute. Golden Beetle. That does sound odd. I'm sure I've misread that. What's that actually say? Honestly, I promise you it looks like Golden Beetle. I'll put it on the screen when I've actually looked at it. Anyway, it's the it's the satin eyeliner. Golden Beetle. Maybe it is Golden Beetle. Who knows? Now, I've worn this over the last 3 days and I really like it. In fact, I think it's giving the Victoria Beckham satin Kajal pencil a run for its money, even though it's not meant to be a Kajal pencil. This, where is it? This is their version of the Kajal pencil. It's a Kajal pencil anyway. But this is what we're going to use. And what I've been doing is, and look, it looks a bit like Shroom, doesn't it, by VB? It's not quite Shroom, it's a bit more goldy. But I've been, I don't know though. I hesitate to call anything a dupe because I always get them wrong. But what we're going to do is put some on the eyelid and then we'll get the other end. And we'll just smudge it. There we are. Just give a bit of colour to the lids. Okay, let's do the other end. It goes on really easily. There's no tugging at all. It's really soft. So I think it's good. So far, so good, Sweed. Thank you for sending me this. I'll do a proper review. In fact, depending on how I get on with it, and this is day 4 now, it may go into my faves and fails, which will be coming out, where are we now? Not next week, the week after, so a couple of Sundays time. In a couple of Sundays. Right, okay. So I think that will do as a one and done. And then we've got some Sweed Mascara. What have I done with the other end of the pencil? Okay, I'll find it in a sec. Oh no, here it is. Okay. So let's put on the mascara. Now this is called the Pro Lash Lift Mascara, and it's quite a light tube, and it's got a tiny weeny thin brush. Look, little weeny tiny. But it seems to be doing okay, and I can't remember whether it says it's a tubing mascara or not, but it might well be. Oh yes, the other good thing about this is I got it in a brown shade just to try brown mascara. I'm not sure I've ever tried a brown mascara, certainly not in living memory. So I thought it would be a good thing to do because they are quite popular these days, and I'd been meaning to try one for quite some time. So you can see there's a big blob at the end of the wand, which we don't want, but it seems to be going on quite well. That's one coat, so mascara, no mascara. Oh look, that blob is still there. Go away. There we are. I have booked for not my next trip, but the trip after that, my final working trip, as it were. Actually, that's another phrase I keep saying, as it were. It's all these little fillery things. What was my other one? Actually and as it were, to stop saying them on a regular basis all the time. Where was I? Oh yeah, so lash lift and brow lamination I've booked for my trip in early October. So I'll be due for one by then. It's held up so well. And for me, it's actually worth going into London to get it done because I know Danielle at Browology in Muswell Hill, she's actually got 2 salons now. She's got one in Crouch End. So if you're in North London, Danielle, who's the owner of Browology, she is just the best. And it's so quick. That's the other thing, because when I look around here, and there are plenty of salons doing lash lifts, but they all seem to take forever. And they don't use, I think, the same system that Danielle uses, which is called something like Elibana. I think it was developed in Australia. And it's so good. Now that's looking really good, isn't it? For a second coat, they look lifted, separated, just like the Playtex bras back in the day, and no clumps. So pleased about that. Let's just do the other side. Let's make sure there are no blobs. I see it's quite easy to get a blob, pick up a blob on the end of the wand. So just have to be careful we don't do that. But there's certainly quite a bit of product in there. Let's see how this is doing. Doesn't need a lot more really. I won't put any on the bottom lashes now because I'm not sure whether this is in fact a tubing mascara, because if it isn't, we don't want any smudges. So that's the eyes. Then for cheeks, we're going to use the Merit blush in Archival. So we'll just put a couple of swipes of that on. Sponge. I tried using brushes. I really have not got on with cream blushes and brushes. Try saying that lots of times very quickly. I cannot do a cream blush with a brush. Let me know if you've got a particular brush that you think works, because I think a sponge does the bizzo. Okay, that will do for now. Or should we put something on our lips? What have we got? Oh yeah, let's put something on our lips actually, because we look a little bit pale otherwise. Let's put this nice pale. I'm going to take all these 3 Merit lip pencils with me because you can use them as lipsticks. You don't actually need to use a lipstick afterwards. Oh, it's quite dark. Never mind. I'm going to put Baby on the top. It's quite a nice rosy Your Lips But Better, or My Lips But Better, isn't it? But, yeah, this is Baby. This is another Merit lipstick. So let's pop that on and then we'll do our hair and then we'll pack. I think that's the way round. Okay. Oh yeah, that's nice and pale, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I think that's all right for daytime. Or is it a bit bluish looking, or I don't know. What happens if we get a bit of, what's this one, Maison? No, what is it? It's looking a bit drab, isn't it? Should we try a bit of this? No, little, dazzling it up a bit. Oh, do you know what we might get? But not now because we're doing our hair. I might finish off later with some lip oil. Okay, so that's not too heavy a bag. That should do. Right, let me just go and get my hair tool and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the tool. It is the Babyliss. I can't remember the name of it, but I think it's called Beachy Waves. You just turn it on. I've had this for a good few years now. I think I definitely had this before lockdown. I think that was one of the hair tools that Nadine recommended, Nadine Baggett, and that's why I decided to get it. So now this is how old is this hair? How old is this hair in terms of when I washed it? So I washed it on Wednesday. It does actually need the roots. Do you know, I ought to touch them up. In fact, maybe we'll do that while I'm here. Oops. Got my root touch up. I'll do that in a minute. But let's just do, I mean, it doesn't look too bad, but I think it would be nice to wave it a bit so it keeps its shape. Now, I have to use one of these gloves because otherwise I'm going to burn my hand. My head, as I say, does not hold a curl, but we're going to do our best. And I'm only going to do the bottom bits. So I'm just going to take, a strand, wrap this round here and hold it upright and see. I do still really like my very expensive, ridiculously priced GHD styling tool to dry my hair and to smooth it. I do use that. In fact, I really use, most of the time, I use my very expensive GHD drying tool and then my GHD hair straightener just to smooth out the top. But because I just fancied a bit of a wave, instead of using the Wylera, which is what I usually use, but I just don't know. You know what it's like. We want to ring the changes and do the same old thing all the time, do we? No, we definitely don't. See, that looks great. If only it would hold. It won't hold, but hey ho. Actually, do you know what I'll do? I've got a small, sorry, I'm pointing this at you. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get a tiny can of Elnet, which I've got in the bathroom, and we'll give it a bit of a spray after we've done this, so that it might help to hold it in place. Fingers crossed. See, look, that hasn't really... Oh, well, leave it, it's fine. It's okay. Right, let's do the other side. Okay, let's go from front to back this time. You always have to be really careful, not burning your face. I couldn't do it without the gloves. I don't know how people do it without the gloves. I couldn't, because I'd just burn my fingers. I'm quite cack-handed, so... And I've never been able to get the hang of curling my hair using hair straighteners. Just found it far too difficult. See, look how nice and silky that looks. If only it would stay like that. Right, let's do 3 on this side. I'm sorry, I'm not looking at you because I need to adopt a very odd sort of position in order to do this. Oh, and to get it round the thing. It's so tricky. Do not burn your neck. You don't want to do that. See, I can feel it quite warm near my ear. And then I might get cramp as well. I have to be careful with that. God, I'm getting terrible cramp at night again. Not last night actually, but a few nights in a row. Right, this one, I'm not going to look at it. I'm just going to, well, I wasn't looking at the other one. I'm just going to hope that that's the right way round. I can't really see what I'm doing. Yes, cramp is one of those things. I don't know whether it's the same as restless leg. I know that's talked about quite a lot in older women, but mine's more like cramp. Well, it is cramp, because I can see my toes parting in a strange way. Right, let's have a look, see how that looks. It's not too bad. See, this is a bit curlier than the other side. What about, oh, there's a big chunk at the back that doesn't look great. Let me just see if I can do that as well. Oh, wrong hand. Right, let's just do this one. So I'm just going to leave that to cool for a little bit. Okay, there we are. Right, let's turn that off. There we go. So just let that cool down a tiny bit. I don't know how that's looking at the back. I always find the back very tricky. Right, I got completely waylaid or distracted because I got an email saying that I was able to book online for the Cheltenham Literary Festival. So I decided to book it. So I've actually found an Airbnb as well, which is quite reasonably priced for 2 nights. Checked out the trains. There's absolutely no way I can get there on the train and back. It'd be ridiculous. So I'm going to drive there. This is in October. In fact, it's the Friday after I stop work on the Tuesday. So it'll be a real treat, won't it? So I'm going to do that. Really excited. As you can see, my hair has dropped considerably. I haven't touched it. All I've done since we last spoke is I had breakfast. Then I got distracted by this Cheltenham festival, and now I'm going to actually pack. But I will sort my hair out. I'm not going to curl it again, but you can see how it's dropped in, what, an hour? And I didn't spray it with anything because I haven't actually even touched it. So we'll have to live with it as it is, but it's fine. At least it's got a bit of zhuzh about it. So I think I've decided what I'm taking. Right, we'll have to do handheld for a bit because the ring light was showing in my mirror, because as you can see, I have a mirror here. This room is so small. Let me just give you a little 360. It's so tiny. Here we're just coming round back to the mirror again. So here, let me just turn you round. So on the floor here, we've got all my bits and bobs, and actually on this chair, in fact, look, this is the mess we're dealing with, but it's all going to go in these bags. Now, not all 3 of them. I've got to decide whether I'm going to take this copy of Le Pliage, this one here, which was a mango copy. I hesitate to say a dupe, but I think it is a dupe. Or this ridiculously coloured but quite practical bag, which I got from Amazon. So, and then I'm taking this case, which is Trip, and then here we've got my pyjamas, which I want to take, and 2 pairs of trainers. I think I'm going to wear the white ones and take the beige ones. They're from Mango. Oh. And then over here, I've got my laptop, lanyard, which I mustn't forget, pills, which we talked about before, and skincare, book, bit of tech. And then here, this is what I'm going to be taking to wear. Actually, let me put my slippers on. So I've got one of the Uniqlo long sleeve t-shirts. I think I put 2 in actually. Pair of leggings, black M&S jeans. I don't know what the weather's going to be like. It seems like it's quite warm here, so it may be warm in London as well. I don't know. That's a pink t-shirt from Cos. It actually looks white on screen, but it is pink. Now I'm taking another long sleeve t-shirt. I just don't really know. I don't really need 2. Maybe I should just take the white one. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, a long sleeve t-shirt, possibly 2. I'm going to take this cream jumper. It's not the best cream colour for me, but it's okay. It's one of the fine knit H&M premium cashmere jumpers, which I do really like. But do I want to take the greige one? I don't know. Possibly this one, possibly the greige. I'm so indecisive. And then finally, of course, my trusty Quince, or one of my many trusty Quince cashmere hoodies. And then I've got to decide on a coat, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the waterproof jacket that I bought here in Aldeburgh a couple of weeks ago. So I think I'll probably do that because it looks like it's going to rain a lot in London. Anyway, let's sort out the packing. I'm back at my desk. I'll show you a picture of the suitcase. It's not that interesting. Now, I'm not taking my supplements with me. I take vitamin D and I take something for my hair. Can I remember? No. So I'm not taking that because they're 2 bags and it's a bit too much. But what I am taking are these little sachets of creatine. Now, I've just started to take creatine. I'll talk about that in another video. But I was able to find these little sachets because I'm taking 10 milligrams, I think it is, or 10 milligrams. 10 grams. I have to take 2 sachets a day. But usually I've got a big sort of tin that I use, a big jar. So I'm taking these, really glad to have found this because I want to keep it up. I've only been doing it for about 10 days. It's supposed to help you sleep. Not so far, but anyway, that's not the only reason I'm taking it. But anyway, oh, I said anyway. Oh my God, don't let me say that. But I will report back at some point and whether it's making a difference. Now, let's sort out this hair. I mean, I think it's not too bad. I honestly haven't even combed it or anything. It's dropped quite a bit, but I think we can live with that. And it doesn't look too bad. the lipstick's obviously come off. I wonder if I need a brighter lipstick, you know, because the sun's still out. Maybe I went a bit too plummy. Let me just go and find one. Maybe I shouldn't give up the Fenty Gloss Bomb quite yet. So maybe we'll take that because it's nice and juicy. It's beautiful, isn't it? And it's really warm today. I wonder if I need another short sleeve t-shirt. I don't know. I am the hopeless packer. It doesn't matter how many videos I watch on how to pack clothes. I suppose it's because I'm never quite satisfied with my wardrobe. You may have noticed. Anyway, we hope to remedy that soon. I am going to do some kind of autumn capsule. I want to have a go at that and just what's new in my wardrobe, or more to the point, how I can shop my closet, shop my wardrobe. That's what I need to do. I need to remind myself of all the lovely things I've got. But I suppose it's because we're not quite there yet in terms of temperature. We're still at the sort of t-shirt and the hoodie stage. We're not really at the sort of heavy duty cashmere jumpers and all that kind of thing. Right, I really do need to get on now. So I'm going to finish my packing and get on the train and go to London. See you when I get there. So I'm back from London. It's Tuesday morning and I had a really lovely time. I spent the weekend with my friend. We went for dinner on Saturday at this really good Singaporean restaurant, and I had, actually, do you know, I can't remember, it was some sort of goreng salad, but I started with satay. So delicious. And on Sunday I went shopping, and then I met my friend at the theatre at the Barbican, and we went to see Goodnight Oscar, which I found profoundly moving as well as funny, and I thought the performance by Sean Hayes was amazing. He got a standing ovation actually, and that was a matinee performance on a Sunday, and then they'd be doing the Sunday night performance as well, and his performance is so physical. It must be absolutely exhausting, or he must have found a way to make it not too exhausting for himself, but it was fantastic, and all the actors were great. So really enjoyed that play. And then on Sunday night we started to watch the Thursday Murder Club. Yes, anyway, I'm sure if I say something negative about it I'll get lots of comments, so I won't talk about it too much now, maybe in another vlog. Anyway, if you've seen it, let me know, or read it even. And I fell asleep on the sofa, so we haven't actually finished it anyway. And then I went to work on Monday, and then I went to the dentist. So I'll just tell you a little bit about that, but it was very positive. He was an absolutely great bloke. I really liked him. and I think he had a lot of positive ideas, so he didn't sort of sigh and think, oh gosh, how am I going to manage this mouth? He was very positive about the things that could be done, so I'm really pleased about that. And then I came home and now I'm back and the sun is out. It's a lovely day. Actually, the sky is very blue. It feels a little bit chilly. And then settle back into the old routine, or rather the new routine of living here. And we now have the agreement of the architect that he will come up, the architect that we saw in London about our previous house, and we really liked him. So he's agreed to come up here and have a look at the house. So really excited about that, just need to make a date for it. So all really positive, really looking forward to the rest of the week. And I hope you've had a good week so far. So I think we'll leave it there, otherwise this video will be ever so long. Thank you to all of you who've commented on my Sunday video, which was about my jewellery, and there's still time to enter the giveaway if you are based in the UK. I'm so sorry for those of you who are outside the UK, but shipping costs are just prohibitive, so I cannot ship outside the UK, and of course there might be customs charges as well. So we've stuck to the UK, but do comment anyway, because I'd love to hear what your desert island beauty item would be. Thanks so much for watching. Do subscribe if you haven't already, and do subscribe to my newsletter if you haven't already as well. I'm going to try and be a lot more frequent with those now. The last one came out last Saturday, but if a few of you have subscribed since then, I can send you a copy, so do subscribe. It's not too late for last Saturday's edition. Thanks again so much for watching and helping me to get to 25,000 subscribers. You're so fantastic. I love you all so much. I'm so grateful. And I look forward to seeing you on next Sunday's video when I will be revealing the winner of the giveaway. Bye.